Hello everyone. Do you like street art? We're not talking about indecent words and all kinds of symbols on city walls, but about realistic pictures painted by talented artists from all over the world right under the open sky. They might be monochrome images, Banksy style, or awesome 3D paintings that literally transfer viewers to another dimension, making them feel like computer game heroes, or like Gulliver in a city of giants. Sometimes street art is so realistic that it's unclear whether it's a drawing or a real car that fell through the asphalt somewhere in Japan. So in today's video, we're going to show you 10 incredibly cool 3D street art from around the world. Let's get it on. The floor is lava. Surely in your childhood you like to jump on chairs, sofas and other furniture in the living room or bedroom, imagining that the floor beneath you is hot lava which you can't touch with your feet. Otherwise, and you feel like you're in a Terminator movie. Well, you get the idea. Most of us no longer play these games, or at least we don't talk about it. But the famous Ukrainian street artist Alex Maxiov decided to recreate a lava floor in real life. True, there were no grandfather's chair, neither that old dresser that threatened to fall down with every jump. For his amazing drawing, Alex chose a site in the Kiev State Aviation Museum. However, it's boring just to draw some lava when there are so many great flying vehicles around, right? It's way cooler to imagine yourself as the hero of some tough action movie and use a helicopter. Well, why not a helicopter? In the end, the artist created a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster which… Stop, wait, what are we talking about? Get on the helicopter, the volcano's waking up. Street art in Moscow. Despite the fact that Nike created these drawings, they can be considered a true work of street art. Imagine that you're walking through a park and suddenly in the middle of the trail you find a bottomless abyss with a shaky, half-broken bridge, or snow-covered ice blocks in the middle of a hot summer. Ugh. Seems Queen Elsa's hiding somewhere nearby. This, of course, is just an optical illusion created by the true masters of 3D art, the famous German artists Marion Ruthart and Gregor Vossik. It took them more than 8 hours to create each of these amazing drawings. First, using a special technology, the images were drawn with chalk, and only then the artists began to work with colors. Honestly, we regret not being as patient as they are. INE wall. If you think you can only find incredible 3D artworks on the streets of big cities, then you're wrong. Some companies, for example, INE, prefer to decorate their offices not with motivating phrases or boards with complex graphics, arrows and hidden dwarves, but with real murals and special paintings created directly on the walls. To be honest, the result is great, although the guest artists in fact drew a different wall on the existing wall. Look how realistic the jutting wires are. Could it be that one of the employees had the desire to play secret agent and cut them off? Because we'd like to do it. Box. Buying your own house is very complicated, and very few people want to live in a box to transport refrigerators. Parents, by the way, threaten their children with sending them to live in a box if they don't get better in their studies. However, artist Leon Kia is not afraid of such horror stories. On the contrary, this man decided to paint a huge realistic cardboard box the size of a room. In fact, this piece of street art, created simultaneously on the wall and the floor behind an old customs building on the Isle of Aruba, is a cleverly disguised social advertisement. And, like any social advertisement, here, of course, there is a sad story about the shortage of medicines in Venezuela. But even if there were no meaning to the drawing, it'd still be a great work of art. You could probably live in a box this size, if you could install the internet, right? Muhammad Ali. We know that this drawing can't be considered a work of street art in the strict sense of the word, since it's not been painted on the street. Even so, it seems to us that it deserves our attention, especially since they're not people made of Lego or some fallen trees, but life-size Muhammad Ali himself. Actually, it looks like he's swinging and about to… Wow! The author of the image, the incredible artist Chris Carlson, created his eye-catching three-dimensional works using soft chalk on concrete or special paper, so it's no wonder he's decided to paint the famous boxer undercover. Otherwise, his creation would easily be erased by the rain or a gust of wind too strong. But if it were a Chuck Norris painting, there'd be no problem, since the wind can't erase Chuck. It's Chuck who stops the wind. Truck. If you don't have a place to live, you can draw a box the size of a house. But if you dream of having a huge and powerful truck, then you must run to the store, buy paint and crayons, choose a suitable surface, and be patient. That's exactly what famous artist Anat Ronan did. Well, actually, her drawing is not a fantasy, but an unusual advertisement for the company, whose name can be seen on the license plate of the huge vehicle. But the important thing is the realistic style of the drawing, which creates the illusion that it's ready to abandon concrete slabs and start a huge journey at any time. Maybe along the way it'll meet Shia LaBeouf in his yellow Chevrolet Camaro and pick a fight with the Decepticons. If you know how to contact Michael Bay, be sure to share this idea with him. Not in vain, the last Transformers showed that the film universe is open to any idea, no matter how crazy it is. Rocket League. Here's another drawing by Chris Carlson, this time based on a video game that combines racing and football. Yeah, it sounds a little strange, kinda like a horse hockey. Wait, it seems that sport does really exist. Well then, it's not surprising that the creators of this video game have decided to combine football with racing cars. Seriously, this game really exists. You can check it out on Google, but you better believe us. However, you don't need to be a professional player, or a polo player to appreciate this drawing, because it's incredibly great. You can stand on the edge, and after a couple of seconds you'll feel like you're part of this cartoon world, such as in Spy Kids 3. But let's be honest, the graphics in this image are much better. Drawing in the mall. If you like to watch fun YouTube videos about fast and cool cooks or workers with flash abilities, then you probably know that Indians are the real masters in all kinds of jobs. We didn't doubt that, and that's why we weren't surprised to find this impressive drawing, created not in the middle of a deserted concrete platform, but directly on the floor of a large shopping mall. By the way, unlike other street artworks, this one was made not by a famous artist, but by several at once. The work itself was created to announce an agency that organizes different kinds of parties. To be honest, we have no idea how a party can be connected to a giant precipice, a suspension bridge, or an escalator painted on the floor. But we do know that these artists turned out to be awesome, and visitors to the mall got a couple of souvenir photos. Giant sink. As you probably know, street art is an international phenomenon, and you can find all sorts of great drawings in almost any part of the world, where there's a dry area and a little bit of painting. For example, this giant and somewhat surrealistic painting was painted in Roeselare, Belgium, on the sidewalk next to a parking lot. And it's, well, to be honest, we don't quite understand what the artists have portrayed. Looks like a sink with glasses and cups the size of a minivan, but for some reason there's a blonde kid sitting there, playing with a xylophone? No, we don't really understand anything. If you have any idea of what exactly this drawing means, share your opinion in the comments, but let us say that the author's vision is certainly singular. In the end, artists are creative and a bit strange. By the way, Leon Kia helped with the creation of this drawing. Yeah, the same guy with a huge cardboard box. Maybe there's a hidden social implication here too. Gateway to another world. Edgar Müller is one of the most famous and well-known street artists in the world. What? You haven't ever heard of him? Well, we're sure you've seen his work, because he did almost half of the most memorable street works on the internet. Do you remember this frozen abyss or this fantastic river in the middle of a narrow and quiet street? These are Edgar Müller's most famous drawings. We must say that the German artist has a special passion for giant paintings. At the beginning of his career, he produced mainly classical paintings, transferring them to asphalt and concrete. But now, with great passion, he creates whole fragments of unknown worlds. For example, this huge waterfall, which appeared at a specially designated site in the Mexican state of Nayarit. This drawing reminds us especially of an incredible portal to an unknown country, such as Narnia or the Middle Earth. And its realism really captures the spirit of these places. One more second and you'll fall there, while cold drops of some magic water will spill on your face. Whee! You're a hero of an unknown world. It is true that we couldn't see in the image a single hobbit, elf, or talking mouse, but maybe they're behind the camera. Friends, have you ever seen anything like this? If yes, please tell us in the comments, and don't forget to give us a like. If you haven't checked Jelly Gummy Bear's channel yet, you should do it right away. You'll certainly like all the funny experiments with the jelly bear, cool life hacks, awesome homemade stuff, and exciting adventures that are waiting for you on the channel.
Thanks for watching.
Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.